When I turned 26, I locked myself in my apartment, turned off my phone, and pretended the day didn't exist. My friends thought I was being dramatic. My family thought I was depressed. But the truth? There's actual dark psychology behind why some people hate their birthdays. And once you understand it, you'll never look at birthday celebrations the same way again. I need to tell you about the worst birthday of my life. Not because something tragic happened, but because nothing happened at all, and that terrified me. I woke up on my 24th birthday to 17 notifications. Happy birthday messages from people I hadn't spoken to in months. Some from people I barely knew. My aunt, who forgot my name last Christmas, suddenly remembered my exact birth date because Facebook reminded her. I felt this wave of disgust wash over me. Not gratitude, disgust. And that's when I realized something was deeply wrong with me. Normal people love their birthdays. They celebrate, they post photos, they feel special. But me? I felt like I was being forced to participate in some weird social performance I never agreed to. I started researching why I felt this way, and what I discovered was darker than I expected. Turns out, hating your birthday isn't just about being introverted or humble. There's actual psychological patterns behind it, and some of them reveal uncomfortable truths about how our minds work. The first pattern psychologists identify is called the anniversary effect. Your brain doesn't just remember events, it remembers the emotions attached to specific dates. Birthdays aren't just celebrations. They're annual reminders that trigger whatever psychological state you associate with getting older, being evaluated, or marking time passing. For some people, birthdays trigger existential dread. Each year becomes evidence that time is running out, that they haven't accomplished what they thought they would, that they're getting closer to death without having truly lived. This isn't dramatic. It's a documented psychological phenomenon called temporal landmark anxiety. Birthdays force you to evaluate your life progress, and if you don't like what you see, your brain learns to hate the day itself. But here's where it gets darker. The second psychological pattern is what researchers call spotlight rejection syndrome, and this one hit me hard. Some people don't hate birthdays because of aging. They hate the attention. But not for the reason you think. It's not about being humble or shy. It's about control. When it's your birthday, everyone expects you to perform happiness, to be grateful, to play a specific role. You lose control over how people perceive you that day. Everyone projects their expectations onto you. You must be so happy. You must feel special. You must celebrate. But what if you don't feel special? What if you're going through something hard? What if you just want to be left alone? Your birthday becomes a day when your autonomy is stripped away. People decide how you should feel, and deep down, your brain rebels against that loss of control. I realized this was exactly what I felt. Those birthday messages weren't making me feel loved. They were making me feel obligated. Obligated to respond, obligated to be happy, obligated to pretend I cared about people who only remembered my existence one day a year. The third pattern is even more unsettling. Psychologists have found that some people associate birthdays with emotional abandonment, not because people forgot their birthday, but because people only remembered them because of it. Think about it. If someone only reaches out on your birthday, what does that actually communicate? It says, "You're not important enough for me to think about any other day of the year, but social obligation requires me to acknowledge you today." Your brain picks up on this, and over time, birthday wishes start feeling hollow, performative, fake. You start to hate your birthday not because people forgot you, but because their remembering feels meaningless. This is called conditional relationship recognition, and it's heartbreaking when you realize it's happening. But there's a fourth pattern that's the darkest of all. Some people hate birthdays because of something called Identity frees fear. Every birthday, people treat you like you're supposed to be the same person they remember, especially family. They bring up old stories, old jokes, old versions of you that you've worked hard to move beyond. Your birthday becomes a day when everyone tries to freeze you in time, to keep you as who you were, not who you're becoming. If you've changed, if you've grown, evolved, or deliberately left behind old parts of yourself, your birthday feels like being pulled backward, like being forced to wear clothes that don't fit anymore. Your brain starts associating birthdays with regression, not celebration. I realized this was part of my hatred too. Every birthday dinner with family, someone would bring up embarrassing childhood stories, make jokes about, remember when you used to, reference the person I used to be like I was still that person. I wasn't that person anymore. But my birthday forced me to pretend I was. Here's what changed everything for me. I stopped pretending to enjoy birthdays. I stopped forcing myself to feel grateful for hollow messages. I stopped accepting obligations I never wanted. Instead, I redefined what the day meant to me. I told my close friends and family, I appreciate you, but I don't want to celebrate my birthday in traditional ways. If you want to show you care, reach out any other random day. That would actually mean something to me. Some people understood. Some thought I was being difficult, but I didn't care anymore. Because I realized the dark psychology behind hating birthdays isn't about being broken. It's about recognizing patterns that don't serve you and having the courage to reject them. If you hate your birthday, you're not weird. You're not ungrateful. You might just be someone who feels existential dread from temporal landmarks, values authenticity over performance, recognizes hollow social obligations, refuses to be frozen in outdated identities. And honestly, that shows more self-awareness than people who blindly participate in traditions without questioning them. Now I treat my birthday like any other day. Sometimes I do something nice for myself, sometimes I don't. But I never perform happiness I don't feel. And the weird thing? I'm happier now than I ever was pretending to love birthday celebrations. If you're someone who hates birthdays, stop forcing yourself to feel differently. Your brain is telling you something. Listen to it. Maybe you hate the attention. Maybe you hate the reminder of time passing. Maybe you hate the fakeness of once-a-year relationships. Maybe you hate being trapped in old versions of yourself. Whatever it is, it's valid. You don't owe anyone a performance, not even on your birthday. If this resonated with you, drop a comment telling me how you really feel about your birthday. Honestly, no performance required. And if you want more content exploring the dark psychology behind social behaviors, we're all supposed to pretend are normal. Hit that subscribe button.